57, and I'm going to introduce a new friend on this one. So you guys have met Vonnie, my friend from uni. Jenny is my friend from school, and actually I think we went to kindergarten together. So we have known each other pretty much our whole lives.
50 years?
No, stop counting at 50. So welcome, Jenny, and I'll just give you a little bit of background. So Jen called me, I think, in December last year to say, hey, I've just had a diagnosis as well. But then we found out, so mine is invasive ductal carcinoma, which seems to be the common breast cancer, but Jen went for the extra special one. So Jen, do you want to just tell us a little bit about what you've got?
Okay, so Narelle, my breast cancer type is called invasive lobular breast cancer. So as much as your podcast is called Keep Calm, it's just a lump. Not all cancers form lumps. And I hadn't heard of lobular breast cancer before. But yes, it's, I guess, characteristic is it doesn't always form a lump. This is my shirt.
Yes, I do like the t-shirt and I do like the bag.
Always form a lump.
Yep.
And
not always a lump.
Not always a lump. So it can form in like a singular file. So that's why it also is hard to see on your normal mammograms and imaging. And I had a mammogram of contrast, which showed up this lobular breast cancer that was probably there for a while.
So was it just a standard mammogram that you went in for?
No, I religiously go for my mammograms and ultrasounds because I had very cysty, dense breasts. So that was hard for imaging as well. But I found something was a little bit different. So that's why, as well as getting your regular mammograms, it's important to self-inspect your breasts because everyone's different. And I'm like, is that my rib? Is that something? It's something just felt a bit strange. So I did go to my GP, and she was the one who recommended this mammogram of contrast, which showed up this lobular sneaky cancer that's probably been there for a while. But when they actually did the surgery, it was even bigger than what they first thought on the imaging. So
wow. Yeah. So because mine is contained in the milk ducts. What's yours look like?
Well, it says, I think for this type, it starts in the lobula rather than the duct. And invasive means that, it's come out. So it's gone into the breast tissue. And I guess it must have come close to the medial part, because as much as initially they talked about a lumpectomy for my surgery, I had surgery first. So as much as you're doing your chemo first and then surgery, I'm doing it the other way around. I had surgery first and then I start my chemo next week. So thank you for your tips on that. I've been checking out your episodes. But yes, so they found it was bigger, and then I actually opted to have a mastectomy done, double mastectomy, and they said that was probably lucky because it was larger than they originally thought. So it did take up a lot more of my breast, and so I had that done.
Yeah, because it seems weird that, if it's not a lump, that you go for surgery first.
I know, but I think that my type of cancer isn't seem to respond as well to chemo. But I am having it as well now afterwards because it was such a large, they did find it was such a large tumor. So just for precaution and to get it, mop up any extra cells that might be around, I guess. So
yeah, which sounds pretty safe. So how was your surgery? So you had the double mastectomy?
I had the double mastectomy, and I was only in for one night. So
that was crazy. Can I just say that Jen sent me a photo of herself walking to hospital at about 3 or 4 o'clock the afternoon. At about 5 a.m. the next morning, she's texting me going, I should be released today. I'm like, what?
I know. But I came home with drain bags So we had to look on YouTube a bit to see how to change them every night. So we're very glad once they were removed and I didn't have to do that anymore. Then I had a really nice pillow. I actually slept upstairs on the lounge and just tried to stay a bit upright, and seems so long ago now, but yeah.
And was there much pain?
I was on painkillers. So I was on painkillers for a while and then an antibiotic. So luckily I had my mum down to look after me. So she made sure I got my medication and cooked for me. And that was great. Thanks, Mum. And then, I just went on to normal Panadol. So I don't remember it being too much pain. So also, I guess surgery-wise, for reconstruction down the track, I had tissue expanders put in. So they were also a bit weird and of course make it a bit uncomfortable. So rather than pain, just uncomfortable. Yeah. And the drains were uncomfortable.
Yeah. How long are the tissue expanders in for?
They're still in.
Yeah.
So I guess, I don't know. I just, they had at the time said about doing reconstruction at the same time, but I just wanted to deal with the whole cancer part first and think about that down the track. So, and as it seemed, I do have to have radiation because of the size of the tumor and everything. So, when all that's finished, then I'll guess we'll look at the reconstruction side.
And I think that was lucky, wasn't it? Because you had to go back in, didn't you?
I was going to say that not only did I have one surgery, I had 2 surgeries. So you talk about, I think you mentioned in one of your episodes about your body maybe not doing things a bit differently. Well, so does mine, Narelle.
Mackay.
It must be a Mackay thing, because so when I went for my surgery, because I had no other imaging prior to that, and plus it was Christmas, so everything was shut down. So I go back in about my surgery, and they just said they'll do so I was like, is it in my notes? And I said, well, in surgery, we check your sentinel node, do a sentinel node biopsy, and that will tell us. And so when I woke up, I said, so what did that find? Apparently they couldn't find my sentinel node. The mapping didn't map properly or slowly, and the way the doctor, I don't know if she uses a Geiger counter, I don't know, the way she found a hot spot, it was just breast tissue, so there was no node. And so then she took a node that she said would normally be the node, and luckily there was nothing in there. But talking to my surgeon later, we decided to do a first level node clearance to check.
Is it the nodes under your arm?
In the axilla.
Yeah.
And also I had a positive margin. That's where, because it was so large in the middle here, I guess in the cleavage area. So she also did a scraping of that to check if there was any cancerous cells still there. So I went back for a second surgery, and I must say I realize now why they don't like to take a lot of nodes, because my arm from the second surgery is very sore and stiff, and I've got cording, I think, under my armpit.
Oh, what's cording?
Cording, apparently like guitar strings. I think it's when they do stuff in your axilla, and whether it's got to do with nerve tissue, some type of, like when they do things, it just causes some, I don't know if it's scarring, but causes like these, feels like guitar strings.
Oh.
And I can feel it all the way down to my wrist, and it's no fun. Very uncomfortable. Yeah.
Will it go away?
I'm looking at getting that treated in the weeks coming up. Apparently they have to pop it or break it up.
I've never heard of that.
All these things you didn't know about.
Exactly.
So that's why they, that and lymphedema is why I think they go cautiously with the nodes.
Yeah, fair enough. And you had to go to Melbourne. What was that for?
So then I also went to Melbourne to get a FES PET scan done, because a FES PET scan, which we don't have up here in Brisbane yet, but apparently we will. And that, because my type of cancer is a hormonal cancer, and especially with lobular cancer, it's a kind of better imaging to see if it's in your body, I guess. So, and that came back clear, so that's good. So yeah.
Isn't that crazy that you had to go to Melbourne for a scan because of your type of cancer?
Yeah, I know. So it's a tracer. It's something to do with the tracer. So hopefully more people, I know, it becomes more widely available. Yeah.
Yeah. And so you start chemo, did you say next week?
Next week. So yes. So I have been watching your videos to get all my tips.
Yep. And you're going on Red Devil too, aren't you?
I am indeed. So I'm going to try the cold capping. I'll see how that goes. So otherwise I'll be down to try on some wigs and
I was actually going to ask you whether you're going to shave your head or not.
I do actually have a couple of wigs I had already from some wig parties, so I do have some here that And the other thing I was going to say with the surgery is, I just saw this now, having to wear compression bras afterwards, because I'm getting a porta cat in the day before my chemo starts. So I think you mentioned about it slipping once, and about wearing, not slipping, but about wearing a bra to bed or something. Well, after the surgery, I had to wear this compression bra, so they kind of do up at the front, and it keeps everything nice and
in place.
So yeah, but they're also kind of uncomfortable.
So no, it's so interesting that, I didn't even know there were different types of breast cancers. So
I know
a lot when you sort of told me about yours.
And there's different types of lobular breast cancer too. I've got the classic type, but there's different ones.
There you go. Yeah. Yep. But I still can't work out, like, there still seems to be different treatments for even the same cancers. So it's all very confusing, isn't it?
It is. I don't know whether it's, I guess like mine's a hormone one, so same as the treatment, but I think it's ductal ones, that hormone ones as well, like the HR plus, HER2 negative.
Oh, yeah.
And the types, but I think it depends on your surgeon or the team of people.
So too.
What's happening, how they like to do things, but yeah.
Oh, very good. Okay, well, I think that's been really useful, and and obviously good luck with chemo next week as well. And we might have you back on in a few weeks to see how you're going and see whether your chemo experience was the same. And then I think you said there's radiation after that as well, didn't you?
Yes, I meant to have radiation. They were going to just have radiation, but so it's going to be after the chemo, and so hopefully all that will get rid of any extra things floating around. Yes. And so how far are you through your chemo now? You're nearly finished?
Well, hopefully, no. I'm halfway through the
second one.
So hopefully, cross fingers that I'll be okay for Tuesday, because I've had 2 weeks off.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So I'm basically locking myself away, because as I said, I don't feel sick. It's just that my immunity's low, and if I go out and catch something, then I'm going to be off chemo for a longer period of time.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to avoid that, and hopefully it'll all start to right itself. Which is so weird, because the Red Devil's the one that's the harsher chemo. You do have 2 weeks in between it.
I wondered how long it was between. Yeah.
For your white blood cells to rejuvenate. And this one's supposed to be nicer, but again, obviously my body's reacted differently to this one, and it's pushed the immunity down so much. So anyway, as I said, cross fingers, it'll be okay for Tuesday. So
yeah, it will be.
Okay, so we're pretty much at time. So thanks, Jen, and thanks everybody for listening in, and hopefully that was really helpful, because I found it really good. So
thanks, Phil. Thanks for having me.
Bye.
Bye.